Sea Shepherd's Cove Guardians are currently on the ground in Taiji, Japan, documenting and exposing the dolphin capture and killings, which still take place there annually from September to March, despite being exposed in the 2009 documentary The Cove. Joining us now to discuss is Ethan Wolf, Vice President of the Board of Directors of Sea Shepard Conservation Society. Welcome, Ethan. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So since that documentary came out in 2009, there was a lot of international attention around the dolphin slaughter. Has anything changed since then?
Well, since the documentary came out, Sea Shepherd launched its campaigns in Taiji, Japan. We were there in 2003 to do an undercover investigation and expose the bloody waters during the slaughter. Since then, we've had 5 campaigns, which we called Operation Infinite Patience, and we're now in our 6th year there. We call it Operation Henkaku, the Japanese word for metamorphosis.
But have the killings abated at all, or what's happened?
The dolphin killers have had to change their tactics.
Okay.
So they don't want us to be able to document the waters turning bloody red, so they're using a different method of killing them, which involves a steel spike to the spinal column and then a wooden plug right into that hole to try to keep the water from going red.
Now, if you can, explain to our viewers what exactly is going on over there, because I think people are confused about the connection between dolphin capture and the sale of live dolphins and the killings that are going on.
Absolutely. So in Taiji, 12 boats go out, usually past the horizon, and they look for a pod of dolphins. These are smallish fishing boats, and when they find a pod of dolphins, they'll actually put a pole in the water and start banging on the pole to create a wall of sound and push the dolphins inland. They're then pushed into what we call the cove and netted off, and then into a smaller area we call the killing cove. And that's where the selection process begins. So dolphin trainers from 3 local dolphin training facilities will come. They'll determine which of the dolphins are the prettiest, which are the most likely to be able to be trained. And then they'll take them out by sling and put them in either sea pens or into cement pools.
And those dolphins are sold?
Those dolphins will either be sold to one of those places there in Taiji, or they'll be sold to another dolphinarium or aquarium in Japan or possibly around the world.
And what happens to the remaining dolphins?
The remaining dolphins are just slaughtered. Their meat is sold, it's eaten locally in a few other communities, but for those dolphins that are not selected for captivity, it's a brutal and often long death.
Why not just let those dolphins go? Do they really get enough for dolphin meat?
They don't make a lot of money that way, but it's part of their whole process. They've been doing it since the 1960s. It's not actually a traditional dolphin drive. This is all about the captivity industry and selling dolphins.
So the point that you also want to make is that the captivity industry, every time we go to a Sea World or an aquarium and see a dolphin in captivity, it's somehow related to these killings.
Absolutely. Taiji is one of maybe 2 or 3 places in the world that are selling dolphins and wild-caught dolphins into captivity. Last year, the World Association for Zoos and Aquariums actually banned the importation or the purchase of dolphins from Taiji. The Japanese branch of that association had to vote whether or not they would continue to be a part of WAZA, the World Association, and only a few aquariums decided to leave the Japanese branch so that it could continue to buy dolphins from Taiji.
Now, are the Japanese people aware of what's going on? Is the government controlling the information about this?
Well, Japan has a very closed-off media community or country. So there are permits issued by the local government in Wakayama that says how many of each individual dolphin species can be killed or captured. But in general, there's not a lot of media attention. The Cove brought a lot of attention to what's going on, and every time I've been there, and I've been there 3 times now, we've had people, generally high school or college students, coming to watch and to see what is going on. But there's not mainstream news articles really being written about it on a regular basis.
So what can people do, Ethan, that want to help?
Well, the first thing that people can do is not go to places like SeaWorld or swim with dolphin programs, because those are all captivity. The next thing to do is to visit seashepherd.org, our website. You can support us there. You can join to become a Cove Guardian, and you can go to Japan. You can help to document and expose. Now, every night for us here, when it's the early morning in Taiji, the Cove Guardians will monitor to see if the dolphin killing boats go out.
And you have a live streaming camera on your website, right? So people can just see exactly what's going on there at any time.
Absolutely. That's what I was about to come to. So every night, if a dolphin drive happens, once those dolphins are pushed inland and into the killing cove, we'll be streaming that from Taiji, and you can see what's going on. And that feat itself has created a lot of controversy and a lot of attention from international leaders.
All right, Ethan, well, thank you so much for coming to tell us what's going on there. Thank you so much.